Welcome to Real Zeal, a podcast like no other, brought to you by yours truly, Trish Burke, ADHD, loud, proud and unfiltered. I'm absolutely honoured to bring you all of the topics, big to small and everything in between, in a way that is honest, truthful, with a veil of compassion, all in the name of ensuring everyone feels heard and validated. I can't wait to host a myriad of guests that will blow your mind, and we're going to have candid conversations. They will absolutely knock your socks off. So get your tissue box ready for the tears that you might shed. Pad up because you're going to piss yourself laughing. Strap yourself in and get yourself ready for some Real Zeal. Well, hello and welcome to another excellent episode of Real Zeal. My name is Trish Burke and today I have the wonderful repeat offender, Burkie, James Burke, in the house. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Hi,
it is
friend.
so good to be back.
I just love I basically should say this is your special chair.
I do feel very comfy in this chair. I do like sitting in this chair.
Feel like everybody that sits in it completely says, where is it from? Can I get one?
Yeah.
Focus on furniture, by the way. And for those of you not in Australia, tough titties, take a Google image of it and then find it yourself.
Exactly. Yep. There's probably an Amazon clone you can get.
There absolutely is. Oh my gosh. Oh, our first side quest is about to occur. Oh
yes.
my gosh. The light is on. The side quest light is on. And usually we do start with a describe with kindness 3-step thing. We will get back to that, everyone, because we are now on a side quest.
Easy.
I forget what the side quest
Amazon.
was. Oh, yes.
Dupes.
There is an Amazon chair. Oh, I love you because you can just redirect me back to where we were. So there's an Amazon chair, or a chair that I found on social media, targeted ads, or it found me, let's be honest.
Found you, yes.
But it's for an ADHDer. You can kneel on it, you can flip around the footrest, you can cross your legs on it. It's a desk chair. Look, I found it elsewhere because the original ad was a little bit exy.
Yeah.
The chair that I found on Amazon was $270 for a desk chair. I would pay it. A gaming chair would be comparable, if not more. At the end of the day, if you can use it in multiple ways, I say that it is a fourfold win if you can use it 4 ways. And you totally can. You can straddle it backwards, you can sit on it frontwards, you can have cross legs, you can kneel onto it. It's like the absolute pinnacle of goodness, and I'm an OT.
Yeah.
So if
Professionally
I say
endorsed.
Professionally endorsed ergonomically, great for body movement. Did you drop your balls?
I dropped my balls.
Have a green ball.
This is going to happen all the way
You've
through
got
the
a pair and a spare. Why did you have to have the third one?
Well, because the third one means you get to do the fun fidgety patterns and things like that.
Well, now we've side quest about seating.
I brought my own tools to this time, so I don't have to use any of yours. Yeah.
Good for you. We will now traverse, for our listeners that can't see us, give them a little bit of a visual of the other person.
Yes.
Which is our little game. So do you want to go first?
I'll go first. Oh. Yes, I can go first. So I am sitting here with Trish. We are in a jungle at the moment because there is 4 times as many plants as there was last time I was here, but it's fantastic. I love it.
Maybe I'm on an online shopping bender, Burkie, because I am on day 16 of my uterus hysterectomy excavation.
Excavation?
Oh, that's a new word.
Yeah, I thought it was an eviction.
It was an eviction and I couldn't think of the E word, but I gave it another one.
Excavation brings out images of heavy machinery and diggers.
Well, they used a vacuum cleaner essentially.
It's close enough.
Suck it like it's hot, suck it like it's hot. They were not playing that in the room when I was...
should have. That would have been amazing.
I did have a playlist that Tim wanted me to play for them, which came from the uterus eviction party that I had prior to the hysterectomy. Yep. And let's just say he said, hey Siri, find me a song about a vacuum truck, and she did. And she better not be working on that right now while we're recording, because otherwise the phone will be multitasking and struggling.
Love it. Anyway, so I'm sitting here next to Trish in the jungle. Trish is very, very smiley as always. Wearing a lovely Melbourne Vixens hoodie because the Vixens just won on the weekend.
Totes did. It was an epic grand final. For those that didn't catch it, jump on YouTube.
Should have. 1 point.
It was a lot.
Opposition team missed the shot on the buzzer. That could have tied it.
I might insert the photo for a split second just in here of me asleep as the grand final occurred. I fell asleep. I was freaking tired. I'm post-op, guys. Man. I am not highly drugged up, but everything is exhausting.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
But the Vixens, this is a Vixens top. Thank you.
No worries. And Saturday night made me realise how many people I know support the Vixens so ardently and how many people were there at the game that I knew. I was just like, wow, okay.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. I'm just like, wow, there is a lot of Insta stories about this. Cool.
Are we still describing me?
Yes.
That was a small side question.
You're
out of
a
distance.
netball game, clearly.
Yeah.
Trish has got some lovely short, dark black, really dark brown Dark brown hair, which just complements your freckles lovely. You have a face full of smile and a face full of freckles is how I always think of my friend Trish.
Face full of smile.
That's true.
Well, yesterday's recording, the person described my jumper as a friendly jumper.
A friendly jumper. Well, okay.
And I don't know which podcast is going to come first, hers or yours, but
That's fine.
It might be hers, and therefore the episode 9 podcast will be excellent for the friendly jumper reference.
I will look forward to seeing your friendly jumper on
Is this
that
jumper
episode.
a friendly jumper?
I mean, it looks cozy.
It's a cozy jumper.
I don't know
Hoodies
if
are cozy, everyone.
I almost thought when I came in and gave you a hug before we started recording, I almost thought it was another one of those sensory ones that you had with the squishy bits, but it's not that one.
Yes, I do have 2 brands of that. I have the
Nice.
Squiddy hoodie and the Cloud9 hoodie. I'm doing a cross comparison
Oh, yeah.
because I like to try before my clients buy.
Well, I mean, that's
the only
you
way to
being a
live.
good, nice
It's being a
Professional.
professional. It's
Exactly.
being dedicated to my profession.
Exactly. And not wanting to rip off your clients by telling them to buy something that's going to be crap.
Well, I never would do that because I don't want to buy anything crap. Who does?
Who does?
Put your hand up if you like to buy stuff crap. No one put their hand up. See?
Exactly. Yep. That's it.
All right. So we don't have a live audience, but I'm pretending.
You do have like 3 plushies on that couch over there.
Oh, they're not just any plushies, they're weighted. Because
Nice, I like
there
it.
was an Aldi release of sensory tools. And
yeah, I saw that,
they
yeah.
are 3 of the varieties of weighted soft toys that they
Beautiful.
released.
I love
And they were a budget-friendly addition to my
I like
consulting
it.
rooms.
Yes.
Happy days. I'm going to describe James Burke, aka Burkie, for the listeners. Burkie is also wearing a hoodie. I was going to say it looked like an Abbey Road scene on the front, but it's a Lee jumper one. Lee the brand. Excellent. He looks like he's loved that hoodie for a little while. It's kind of faded from black.
No, that's what it was. That's how it came.
I came
But
in distressed.
my wife did point out to me that it does actually say Gooch right up in the top corner.
Gooch?
Yeah.
As in Gucci or as
No,
in...
as in Gooch, as in like the slang
Gooch.
name for the bit between your bumhole and your other bits.
Oh.
And I used to wear this this jumper doing Christian podcasts.
Well, look, even Christians buy things impulsively and don't read all the fine print
Exactly.
on the front.
Whoops.
Yes, Burkie's in a hoodie. Burkie is like one of the most scrumptiously cuddly, delightful human beings. Honest to goodness, when I heard the doorbell ring, my heart skipped a beat, not because I'm in love with you, but because I was like, yay, I get to see my friend.
Yeah.
Sorry about the big yay that was loud for your ears.
fine.
I haven't quite learned
And like I have been here for what, over an hour, and we were just chatting first because
we love to
It's nice to
talk.
just chat and be. But we were calling today our play date because
I'm at home on sick leave and
I don't have a job at the moment.
Well, we have just decided we're going to talk about that.
we're
I'm
getting
not
to
quite
that.
finished describing
Sorry.
you. Burkie has a golden caramel coloured skin all year round, lucky ducky.
Yes.
I seem to just have people that are blessed with tans, except for Tim, who's blessed with albino. He's not an albino. He's just very white. He's a very white Diamond Creek boy.
Yep.
Diamond Creek is a place. He didn't come out of a creek of diamonds. Otherwise, he
Very white place too.
It is a very white suburb. Anyway, Burkie has the golden glow of all goodness. He shines joy and he's like jolly and happy abundantly. I know that he has shit low times also from
Yep.
what we have discussed in other
Yep.
podcasts together. But I can say without a doubt, he is one of my favourite humans. You officially made my top tier of humans.
Ooh. I mean, the main question is how many people are in the tier? Because like, if there's 200 people in the tier,
No,
that's special.
that's too many people for me to
Drop a
keep
ball, yeah.
track of.
Thank you.
Oh, I caught it.
Well done. Thank you.
So that is Burkie in a nutshell. Not that he likes to be in any kind of nutshell
No.
or shell at all.
No, this is true.
Are you a turtle in a half shell?
Total power.
We are so in sync. Our brains mesh in a good way.
And we grew up at the same time in the same country, so we have the same cultural touchstones.
And this is true. And we also have the Asian white influence.
Yes, exactly.
So-
Which turtle was your favourite?
Which Ninja Turtle?
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. Party dude. Yeah, that figures for you.
Yeah, I'm a party
Yeah,
animal.
yeah,
Oh, she's Michelangelo the purple one or orange?
He's orange. Donatello's the purple one.
Wait. Nah, I stick with it.
Yeah, Michelangelo fits you. Yeah.
We out.
Yep.
And I do like pizza. So And we're going to have a pizza date with our partners.
That's it, yes.
This weekend.
My wife officially gets to meet you in person for like the first time ever, even though you've been secret pocket friends on your phones for years and years.
I have 1,000,000% met her in person.
You have not met her in person.
Oh, maybe I've only met her on Zoom.
We've met on Zoom plenty of times.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And then I asked her to be my real friend in real life, and now we actually
And you haven't actually, yeah.
She's given me a present.
That's true.
Via you.
Via me, yes, that's true. So, yes, I'm looking forward to pizza on Saturday. It'll be good.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
plus I get to spend more time with Tim as well, and I'm a big fan of Tim. So.
I'm a big fan of Beth. You're a big fan of Tim. We're a big fan of each other as friends, and we all want to be friends together.
Yes.
Not in a three keys in a bowl kind of friends.
Nope.
That's too much stuff to keep track of for Burkie and I.
Yep.
And for our poor partners. They do not want any part in that mucky business.
No.
But good for you if that's your cup of tea. Enjoy. Well, I think it would be messy. How would you divide your attention? I'm very divided attention as it is.
It could work really well if you only ever have to think about the partner that's in front of you.
Yeah, but what if there's
then,
like someone doing something to you and you're trying to do something to someone else? And
yeah.
I find it hard enough one-on-one, man.
Right.
There's a lot of focus and
Not
concentration.
being in your head about everything and getting distracted.
Definitely. And then there's a noise and the noise that keeps repeating. Oh, man.
Just like,
The
"Oh,
noise.
kids are there."
Flashback from last night. Anyway, move on. Move on.
That's for the Trish Burke After Dark podcast that you guys get later, apparently.
No, that's getting edited out. Oh my gosh. Well, there was a side quest and I didn't turn the light on.
Yep,
Bloody hell.
that's right.
Okay, so today, Burkie, what I thought we would traverse is the big bomb that you dropped because I don't have a job right now.
It's true.
Would you care to unpack that to whatever capacity you feel comfortable
Yeah.
in terms of that? Because what I really want to get to is both of us have discovered we are ADHDers and been diagnosed as ADHDers later in life as adults, not necessarily functional adults that can handle the balls that keep popping out of our hands that we're fidgeting with. But as you now have the opportunity to step into a new season as a fully loud, proud ADHDer and not having to recraft yourself, this is a really interesting space.
It really is.
Because I think when you've gone from a place of heavily masking your ADHD and then actually going, oh, wait, I now am an ADHDer, this isn't some weird thing that I'm trying to push a cart uphill about. And then you traverse that space a little bit further in and you try and unmask, but then people at work are like, well, hang on, you used to be like this a week ago. Why are you doing this now? And you're like, dudes, I'm just trying to be myself. There's no openness for that, it seems.
No.
In a workplace.
That's
I feel like, and even sometimes in relationships, you might have had friendships where you're like trying to unmask and friends are like, hang on, you're too much for me now, or I don't actually enjoy you anymore. That can be really hurtful and brutal.
Yeah.
I've experienced that personally. And it has really cut deep. But I've also then gone, do you know what? The people still standing around me are actually the A-grade A team that I should have been hanging out with all along.
There is a bit of that as well.
There's also some real affirmation in people that just go, I just love you for who you are and who you might traject into and who you might aspire to be, regardless of what changes might take place in the process.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
we're always changing.
That's it.
Not that we're inconsistent, but we are always developing ourselves. Okay.
We have ADHD.
ADHDers are a little bit inconsistent.
Let's be honest. So anyway, I was recently made redundant from my job of nearly 10 years.
That's a long time.
It was a very long time, yes. So it was quite a shock.
Yep.
It's only been literally a month today since I got told. So it's still quite fresh, but it was a really interesting thing because, like I started this job. So I'm 39. I'm going to be 40 in a month yesterday.
Wow.
That's
and we've
scary
discussed
and
a party and Burkie is not sure.
I don't know. Anyway.
When you're low in dopamine, you don't want to do a party.
No, and I think also my RSD is so high as well that people would reject my idea of this massive Star Wars cosplay party.
Oh my gosh, you and Tim are meant to be friends. He literally didn't want to have a 40th birthday party, or he did, but he didn't want to invite anyone to it because in case that inconvenienced them to be invited to a party. Yeah. Then he sent out the invite 4 days before the freaking party. This is not the Trish method. The Trish method is like a month in advance. But then people were like, oh, that's a bit sudden. And I was like, well, we knew he was turning 40. He was in denial. Then there was the can't organise it because when you're born in early Feb, everything's shut over January and you can't inquire about whether they're open for a date.
Yeah. Worst.
Fast forward to the actual day and it was 40 degrees and we had to change plans because we couldn't do lawn bowls because we would have all melted on the lawn bowl field.
Fair enough. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, 10 years.
10 years. So since you were 30 pretty much to since you were nearly 40.
Nearly 40, so that's it. So when I started, and it's funny because I only left my previous job before that because I got made redundant from that place as well. I've never left a job on my own. This is an interesting, if we remember, we'll come back to that.
Wow.
But yeah, anyway. So I started this job at the very start of 2016. I just turned 30. Mm-hmm. I just had...
Were you a father yet?
I was a father. Okay. I had a 5-year-old, nearly 6-year-old.
So you had your eldest at that point?
But also had a little 4-month-old daughter as well.
Oh, yes. Okay, sorry, I was mismashing the age gap.
So it was just after she was born that... Just after I came back from paternity leave, like a month after I came back from paternity leave, that I got found out that I was being made redundant from that job, which was
that's a kick in the underpants.
That one was, that one stung a lot more than this one did, but that's another matter altogether. We don't need to drag up that history. And so I started this new job, and as you do when you're starting a new job, you're putting on your absolute best professional face.
Best foot forward.
Best foot forward.
You are hitting the mark, KPIs, you're turning out the goodness.
You are, and you're going over and above, and you're wanting to make a good impression. And
I'm like that all the time, everyone, FYI.
That's true. But not all of us can be overachievers like Trish.
No, but we also know that we all do put our best foot forward in relationships.
Yep.
No one farts in the first 3 to 4 months. There is fart retention, unless you've met your partner from the get-go and feel very comfortable from the get-go.
Turns out Beth and I were very comfortable from the get-go. It wasn't 4 months. It wasn't immediately, but it wasn't 4 months.
Well, you don't do that stuff immediately. You don't do the weird stuff immediately, like pick your nose and leave a pile of boogers on the coffee table immediately, do you?
Please just
Surely there was a nice moment.
Please just don't do that.
Okay. Apparently that's wrong.
Well, people. I mean, Beth and I met online, so we actually had a fair amount. Well, I know we met online when it was still not the done thing.
Oh,
and
so it was frowned upon.
It was frowned upon, and so we didn't tell people for a long time that we met.
But
online.
she's not a mail order bride. It wasn't like she's from another
and
country.
I'm not an axe murderer either, apparently, which was the other concern for her parents. Who's this strange man you're meeting off the internet?
Well, do you know what? My parents still have that view, and online dating has been well established. So when I became single again and left my marriage, they were a bit like, now just remember, if you do anything on the internet, they will stalk you and you will die. Basically is what the message was.
It's buried somewhere in the terms of service for dating apps, isn't it?
I think so. I don't know. Swipe left or right for death.
Yeah.
Or stalking, or being groomed, or catfish.
Oh, no.
No, but just the fear of being lied to, for me, after what I'd been through, I was just like, I'm not interested. Yeah. But you were brave. Maybe before the scary stories started coming out.
Yeah, and we knew some mutual people, so that made it a little bit safer.
Okay.
And then we met so we spent a lot of time talking on the phone and on MSN Messenger, because it was back then.
Oh my gosh, MSN was still on. How old were you?
This was 2006.
Oh,
So I was 21 when we met. Yeah.
Oh, that was the year that you took photos of my first wedding.
It was, yes. That was only a few months before I met Beth, yes.
Oh, that's why you didn't have a plus one.
That's why I didn't have a plus one.
Oh, well, also you were busy
Yeah,
photographing
I was
the
working.
wedding.
Yeah.
You were working.
Well,
Actually, do you know
nice.
I remember how much we paid you for that wedding? And now wedding photographers would laugh at the 20 years ago figure amount that was $550.
That was the friends discount as well.
But also that was your premium package of I don't know what. But they were great photos, everyone. But I just think now wedding photographers are like, let's just do
the 6,000
figures.
Oh, wow.
Some photographers like 10 grand.
Maybe I should go back into it.
Remember how much dopamine was in the editing? You didn't enjoy that. You would have to hire an editor.
I loved shooting. I love shooting weddings, photographing, just to be clear.
With a camera.
With a camera. I love that side of it. I absolutely love that side of it. Editing can suck a big fat one as far as I'm concerned.
Not interested. Well, look, you know what? I don't like editing my reports, and as a result, sometimes she's a he's and he's are not there.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yes, so anyway. I don't know.
You met Beth.
I met Beth, yes, on MSN. So we met online. So I don't even know why we were talking about how Beth and I met. Anyway,
we were talking about that because you left your first job and that happened.
Yeah, but that was like 10 years after that. So anyway, let's
fast forward
let's
to
go
now.
back to the job I've just been made redundant for.
Okay.
So
which was not your decision. A redundancy means they say no more, thank you.
Yep.
We don't require your services anymore. And sometimes there's no animosity in that. Sometimes it is under a duress situation.
Yes.
And for you, it was, hey, we're going to cancel something.
Yeah, so my role there for the last 4 or 5 years had been to host and produce a podcast that looked
Which we talked about,
yeah, Anxious Faith, that looked at the intersection of faith and mental health. It was my baby. It was even though it was produced under their organisation and under their name and on their dime, it was an idea that I'd had before it ever thought of it coming up at work. It's something I'd tried to do a couple of times beforehand, just in my own time. Turns out when you've got a young family and undiagnosed ADHD, you don't have the greatest of follow through of trying to get something up and running. But I got to live this dream for 3-4 years after the first season came out of working pretty much full time to produce this podcast, to speak to people about their mental health and how that intersected with their faith. Have a team that worked with me. I hired 2 young people, or got to hire 2 young people that made me feel very old because like one was 23 when he started and the other one was like 25. And I'm just like,
Jeepers.
yeah. And
I think about that age and I think we're not that far from there, but we actually
really
are on the
are.
other side of old. Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
And then it really hit home when I realized that my car is older than my graphic designer.
Oh, my gosh. That's a sure sign.
Yep.
We are old.
We are
also,
old.
we get injured sleeping.
Yep.
We wake up and something is sore and we don't know whether it's we slept bad.
Sitting on the floor out there before. You probably heard the noises when I tried to get up off the floor.
Oh, I did. There was a fair amount of grunting and some clicking. And also, Tim makes those noises when he just gets on and off the couch, which is not on the ground. And I did offer you to sit on the couch. Everyone, I'm not a cheapskate and made Burkie sit on the floor.
I chose to sit on the floor in front of the fireplace.
Closer to the fire.
Exactly. That's it. Anyway, so it was this wonderful, and it's funny because like, you go back 2 years and I legit remember feeling it and saying to people, like going, I'm a little bit bummed. And they're just like, why? Like everything's going around. It's like, I feel like this is the peak. Like I am.
Your pinnacle of life.
This is the pinnacle of my career. Like I am so completely engaged in what I'm doing. Yeah. I've got the freedom and the resources to make it happen. I've got 2 young people working for me who have turned out to be not just young employees, but amazing friends. Who, you know, I'd hang out with one of them more, but she lives in Newcastle. But the other guy, I drive past his house most days on the way to my kids' school kind of thing.
So
and,
good.
you know, we hang out and play games together and have meals together and stuff like that. And actually the first question my kids asked when I told them I was being made redundant was like, are we still going to get to go to their place? And I was like, whose house? He's just like, and he's mentioning this young team member of him and his wife's house. And I was like, yeah, they're still going to be friends. I'm just not going to be working with him every day.
Oh, that's so cool.
Which is really cool. But
do they view your friend, ex-colleague, as a peer? Your kids?
It's wild because my kids are closer in age to them than I am. Yeah, it's scary.
What the heck, man?
I know.
When did we get so old?
I know.
We pumped out some babies and then I just feel youthful still though. Oh well.
My baby's going to get his learners next year.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hang on.
he's 15 now.
Oh, that's right, because did he get the job?
No, he got ghosted by Woolies.
Oh, Woolies is poo-poo, but good experience,
Good experience.
to have an interview.
And they actually gave him some like,
Good
here's
feedback?
here's some feedback you could use for applying other places and things like that. So that was really
That's
helpful.
really wonderful.
Yeah, so that was really good.
Was he disheartened?
No, I think he was okay about it.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm really proud of your big guy. That's so cool.
But now he's a bit disheartened because he's got no money again.
Oh,
So, you know, he's sold all the things he can sell. And
he sold his stuff. Can we have Christmas soon, Dad, so I can sell those presents from Nana? Oh, dear.
Dear. It gets like that sometimes. Anyway, so, yeah, I felt like I was, like, absolutely at the peak of my career. And to some degree, it kind of was. Things had slowly started to peter a little bit downhill. Things got different. We had to change formats for the podcast due to constraints to keep it kind of under the organization's goals and guidelines and things like that. There's an element of when you are producing something under someone else's wheelhouse, it has to fit and work for them as well. You can't just get to do whatever the hell you want to.
Understandable, but disappointing.
But disappointing. And then sadly, we got to July, end of June this year, and very suddenly got told that actually we're cancelling the show. And the next episode you're working on is going to be the last episode you're going to deliver.
What a kick in the pants, because I dare say my mind would have had mapped out the next little season for that, potentially. And for you to go, what the huh? I was ready for more.
I was 5 years down the track in my mind.
Wow.
I knew the steps that we had to take and what we were going to do to get to the next places, to get to the next level, to bring in the goals of making it more community, where it's a place where people could be interacting not just with us as the team members, but also with each other and things like that. And the goal was there for I would do this as long as I could do this, and perhaps still would to some degree, but we'll get to that in a bit. But then, on the back of that, a week later was that, well, because now this show is being cancelled, your job is redundant and we don't require you here anymore, which was, like I say, a kick in the pants. But honestly, the redundancy was less painful than the show being cancelled. So the show was my baby, and I knew I'd done some growing over the time I'd been at that organisation, because I'd been there for, nearly 10 years, 9.5 years. And I knew that Anxious Faithful was basically the thing that was keeping me there.
Yeah.
Because it was something I was so passionate about. It's something that was kind of right on the edges of what we could justify as still part of the overall mission and vision, but we were still getting to do it. So I was just like, cool, I'm here, I'm happy. And so when it got cancelled, there was literally a week. I got told on the Wednesday I was going to be cancelled, and then it was the next Thursday that I got told I was being made redundant. So a week and 6 working days, a week and a day, that I kind of had to sit in this space of grief and pain and anger and everything like that. And then going, well, but what am I actually going to do now here? And not actually really liking any of the immediate thoughts that came to mind about what I would be doing there, and just going, well, this has gone from something I feel called to just a job that I don't really feel that invested in. So then being made redundant was actually a setting free in some regards. And I walked out of the meeting. I took in one of my colleagues who's a good friend, because they offer you to have a support person because it's a meeting that involves your role and things like that. And so I took a mate in, and we walk out of the meeting.
Oh, you took a mate in?
I took a mate in,
You
yeah.
didn't take Beth?
Didn't take Beth, just because
She was helping someone pop out a baby.
she wasn't. She was there and available, but I said no, I don't think I want to take Beth, and there's reasons for that we don't need to get into. But I took a mate, and I've done the same for him at this place before. So I've been his support person before in a couple of meetings. He was mine. We walk out of the meeting, close the door, walking down the stairs. I'm fist pumping.
Yeah.
Going, yes, this is amazing. If Anxious Faith is not going to keep going, then there is now this freedom now to go and explore what I want to do.
So good.
I turn around and my mate's bawling his eyes out.
Oh, was it triggering for him?
Well, it was just he's like, I'm going to lose you. And you have been a support here for me and a lot of people and things like that.
You're going to lose him? You're not dying.
No, but I'm not going to be there in his ear every day. So
you could be.
I mean, I could be. That was the thing. I do live 2 minutes around the corner from that place. So,
and also a little bit of a earphone.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just I know, but anyway. So I find myself in this new period of life now where I don't have a job for the first time since I was
Ever?
18.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot.
Because last time I changed jobs, I actually had signed a contract for where I just finished up from before I officially got made redundant from the previous place, but we don't need to tell anyone about that. So that one was just a wonderful... I get 4 months off to chill with my new little family and things like that over Christmas, and get my son settled into prep and things like that before I started the new job. It was amazing. This one now, I'm just at some point the money will run out, and then I'm just I don't have a job. But for now, I'm just
no, Beth can be the sugar mama. Excellent plan.
I suggest that once a week. I'm just
He does like being the stay-at-home dad.
I love it. I just like, so this is the thing. So having been the stay-at-home dad while still working full-time from home, used to do my absolute head in. Turns out being the stay-at-home dad when you're not trying to work 40 hours a week from that house as well,
Sweet.
it's wonderful. I love it. My kids get so much more engagement from me and attention, and we're having fun, and everyone's winning, and I get to do fun stuff and not just get to the end of the day and just go, so... You know.
Well, the whole working from home era during COVID while trying to school our children was a vibe.
It was a thing. And this is the really interesting thing. So it was during COVID that I got diagnosed. Well, I started my journey of getting diagnosed.
Sure.
And it was, as a lot of people did. There was a lot of stuff going around on TikTok and Instagram about ADHD.
And you're like, hang on.
Right, I'm like,
wait.
That's resonating a lot. And then you show some interest and the algorithm shows you even more of it. And I'm just like more and more reels coming up of people saying, this is this. But it turned out it was my ADHD.
This is the thing with the algorithm. Once you click one, you got to catch them all.
Exactly. That's it.
They come and catch you.
And so I was watching one after the other of people describing these things that I just thought were normal parts of my life that I seemed to have to wrestle with that no one else did, but that turned out to be ADHD, and so many parts. So I then pursued a formal diagnosis because I was doing the whole imposter syndrome thing. Am I just convincing myself that I've got this, or do I actually have this?
Like with all the other things you probably explored with your psychologist over the years, and you're like, oh, maybe it's seasonal affective disorder, maybe it's just straight depression, maybe it's depression anxiety hybrid, maybe it's all of the above.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I just need to be committed. But no, ADHD presents in a very interesting way that can look a little bit deceptively like a whole lot of myriad of other things. So please, if you are questioning whether you're an ADHDer and you've been listening us to BB bounce off each other, thinking that's me, also be wise and consult a healthcare professional and explore that formally if you are curious, because there is one thing to actually self-identify, but if you do want to go down the route of pursuing medication to assist with your focus and capacity within a day of functionality, then you definitely want to be focusing in the right spaces with that, and having some guidance from a healthcare professional, a clinical psychiatrist that can go through the process with you, super duper important. But both of us have forever known that we just couldn't quite put our finger on it in our younger years.
Didn't know why I was different,
But definitely by our adult years, we were like, we are seeing some things ticking boxes for the ADHD factory. And you know what? We're loud, proud ADHDers now. But there was the years of, we need to get here first.
And this is where we kind of get there. So before COVID, so started 2016 in this job, in the office, 4 days a week, which I negotiated from day one, which I was really proud of myself because that allowed me to have a whole day at home to help support my family. I look back then and I go, how the heck did I manage to get in the office 4 days a week? But that was another matter altogether. And was that, do as you do and be there and function and do all the things you need to do, and, found some success and was, encouraged in things and given additional responsibilities and things like that. And so this is all going wonderfully and going great. And then COVID hits and we all start...
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. We all start working from home, which initially was great.
Good for you. You enjoyed that. I did not.
Yeah. It got progressively harder and harder, but there was an element of, hey, I'm in my environment. I'm a nerd from the start, so I just get to sit at my computer all day, every day, and chat with people online. I've been doing that for years. This is great. This is an easy way to do my job. And also, there wasn't a huge amount of work we were actually doing at that point. So there was a lot of me and the guys I was working with playing computer games during the day and hanging out and doing stuff like that.
This is how we do when we are trying to discover what working from home looks like. But now people are bloody efficient if they are working from home.
Oh, my goodness.
Much more so.
That's it.
No commute. You can just roll out, get yourself ready for the day, and then start work. You don't have to do the commute and then do a double transition, which for neurodivergent people, transitions going from one thing to the next can be a real sticking point and difficulty. So this is why we often park in our car in the driveway and doom scroll for 20 minutes before we go inside. It's not because we don't like going inside, but actually physically getting yourself out of the car, which was warm, comfortable, you finally adjusted the seating to perfection. Having to get yourself out of that to go inside and deal with the humdrum of who knows what's behind that door is a little bit of something you have to psych yourself up for sometimes, especially after you've been at work for the day and your capacity is a lot lower than when you left in the morning.
And then put the light on.
Oh, yeah, okay, light on.
I don't know which button does what. She's going to have to put the light on.
It's the on light.
The shower is the absolute worst for transitions. My goodness. I have
my
to try
gosh.
and convince myself every single day that
To get in or to get out?
both.
Oh, I have no trouble getting in, but getting out, it's like, come on, Trish, just turn off the water.
It's just like, no, you got to get up and stop what you're doing now and go and have a shower now. I find that if I don't have a shower, I shower in the evening.
Are you a morning person?
No, I'm a night showerer.
Evening, okay.
But if I have it too late at night, it then kind of wakes my body up and I can't get to sleep. I caught it. It's all right. So I have to no. I might be playing a game. I might be watching a show. I might be hanging with my wife or my kids, something like that. And I'm like, no. I know that I need to actually now stop what I'm doing.
I feel like
go
you're
and
not the
have a
only
shower.
night shower problem this is a problem for. I feel like every person that is a night showerer also has this predicament, neurotypicals and neurodivergence that I've spoken to. Now I'm going to take a poll.
Yeah.
If you are a night showerer, comment in below if you also have challenges with the transitions. Also, if you're a morning shower, if you have a difficulty with transitioning out of bed to actually get going for the day to take a shower.
I have that issue too, but that's another matter altogether. But yeah, so and I finally invest all that effort to go, okay, yes, I am going to go have a shower. I get in the shower and I'm just like, this is the best place on earth. Why do I ever want to leave this place?
I know.
And
water bill has exceeded its limit.
Been clean for the last 15 minutes, but do I want to get out of here? No, I do not.
I won't name names, but there is someone in our family, okay, maybe two, that just go into the shower and just stand there.
It's amazing.
And just stand there. Like, I also love just standing there, but that's after I've done all the washing.
Yeah, you do
This
all the work
person
first.
stands there, I almost said he, but this person stands there and just gets in there when they first wake up and just goes, it's like they're still asleep standing up, like a giraffe.
It's amazing.
All right, well, that's totally Tim, everyone.
Yeah,
Tim
we
stands
all
in
knew it
there
was
because
Tim.
he's tall and I don't walk in
Giraffe.
on my son in the shower.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway. We can turn the light off now. That's the shower side quest done.
Yay. Off.
So we're in COVID and we're working from home. And then we eventually start to the point of going, let's all start going back to the office and things like that.
Let's all start. What a grind,
Let's
everyone.
try, man. Having to drive those 3 minutes around the corner to the office from my house.
Oh my gosh, my office used to be 3 minutes from home too.
I know, how good is it? Yeah.
No, that's no time to decompress for the day.
That is the thing. I used to listen to so many podcasts on my hour and a half commute. No, nothing when you got 3 minutes.
You don't even get a full song nowadays.
No, you don't. It'll literally be like, I want to listen to this song to pump myself up before I get to the office, put the song on, get to the traffic lights, crap, there's only 30 seconds left, skip to the good part.
Let me skip to the good part.
Yeah, and just like, yeah. And before that, I was, the good kind of white-collar, working, professional boy. I'd wear, chinos and a button shirt and things like that.
Like a Gen Xer.
Yeah, like a Gen Xer. Like I have had drilled into me for my entire life by
Like a Gen
everyone.
Xer. Not like the millennials, no, not the millennials, the Gen Zs that are going off to work in their tracksuit pants and maybe late. Very late.
I draw the line on tracksuit pants, but then basically this became
The get-up.
The get-up. I'm like, why am I dressing up like this? And I hadn't quite put it all together that it was partially to do with ADHD and comfort in my body and things like that. But I was just like, what's the point of dress? Like, it's not like I'm client-facing or interacting with anyone. Like, I'm in an office by myself, sometimes in a studio, like in a dark studio with no natural light by myself.
As long as you're wearing clothes and you're going out
That's
in public,
it.
I think that's
I'm just
okay.
like, why do I need to be sitting in uncomfortable clothes all day?
I mean, there is comfortable versions of presentable.
Yeah, but they're expensive.
Yeah, it's true. Anything good is expensive.
And that's true. So whereas just like, well, I wear jeans and t-shirts and hoodies and shorts and sneakers for most of my life. I'm like, why can't I do that at work too?
Do you wear socks and sandals?
No, I don't.
Sorry, you might have been raised that way. I'm just curious.
No, I was not and I do not.
No.
I mean, I'd wear thongs to the office when I could get away with it, when it was hot, but apparently that's
By
an
thongs
OHS
in
thing.
Australia,
Yeah, on
we
your
do
feet.
mean sandals that go between the big toe and the rest of the toes.
Flip-flops for our
Flip-flops.
American friends.
Yeah, yes.
Jandals if you're a New Zealander.
Jandals.
Jandals.
Which is short, an abbreviation for Jesus sandals.
Is it?
I believe so.
Huh, yeah.
Or maybe that's a brand over there. I always thought that was a Jesus sandals hybrid.
Cool.
Maybe I'm incorrect.
New Zealanders, write it in the comments.
There you go.
And so there started to become this kind of pre-COVID James
Yes.
and post-COVID James.
Oh, who's James? Oh, you're
Sorry,
James.
I'm James. This is James. She's only ever known me as Burkie.
I had to change him in my phone, people. I had to change you from James Burke in my phone. Because every time I tried to text you, I would type in Burkie into the search contacts and nothing would come up.
And for a long time, I was just like, I struggled with this idea that people are just like, this guy's just given up after COVID. Like
most people have.
I mean, that's the thing. That is a thing. But like
most people didn't fit into their clothes, Burkie, after COVID because they comfort ate.
Also a thing.
On all things.
But that's the thing. It was just like this guy is different now, and it was never said outright.
Yep.
But the undercurrent was there.
Yeah. Okay.
And what I thought was COVID versus not COVID, blah, 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 turned out to be the great ADHD awakening in my brain. And
sounds like a party.
Exactly. Oh, it was great.
The awakening.
The awakening. You're just like, oh, so much makes sense now. But
it's
then,
such a click moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything just clicks into place.
Too much. But it was just like, I've spent my entire working life at this place and the place beforehand masking and pretending to be what I think a person who works here is supposed to be. So I wear the things I think I'm supposed to wear. I interact with things the way I think I'm supposed to interact with them. I conduct myself the way that I think I'm supposed to conduct myself. And then afterwards, I was just like, but hang on, that I'm learning now that is actually what is taking so much effort out of me and draining me so much to mask and performatively be this person that isn't actually me. It's a mask that I put on. It's a costume that I put on. It's a whole new persona to some degree.
It's not just a mask for our face and our behaviour, but you're right. It is also a mask in how we dress.
Exactly. Yep.
And it is a costume, dress up. We essentially have been playing dress ups, Burkie.
As adults.
We are professional adult dress up artists.
Yep. Actually, just a bit kid inside.
Yes, that are still children.
Yep. And I began to realise that I'm just like, so much of my day and my headspace in my day was actually taken up by masking.
That's a lot.
Which is a lot. And I'm just like, I'm like,
yeah, picking your outfit, picking your persona, picking what, okay, I've read between the lines of a lot of subtext that wasn't actually on a page and gone, this is what they want from me, or this is what deliverables I've apparently not met, which nothing has been said about, by the way. But we've made all of this up in our mind because we are so high EQ and intuitive for what, and that sensing of what the other person's conveying.
Pattern recognition as well about what everyone else is doing.
And then all of a sudden we have over-engineered the entirety of our outfit, our persona and our costume for the day. I know this to be true personally. Can I just say, for those of you out there that are still doing this and not knowing that it's exhausting, and when you stop doing it like both of us have, you actually have so much more capacity and you actually enjoy who you are authentically so much more because the people that have gathered and stayed around you or keep gathering around you because of who you are magnetic as you are, Burkie. And I'm saying this genuinely, your balls are magnetic. We're talking about fidget balls, not his testicles. I just want to make that clear for the listeners, the people on the
YouTube people saw what I was getting.
They did. They saw these excellent fidget magnetic balls that stack and roll. But I just want to say to you that your authentic self has always drawn me to you. Even though there were a lot of elements of costuming, masking in those days when we first met. But
on both our parts.
For goodness sake. Yes, I admit it. I confess. There was so much. Where are my Golden Globe Awards for the 38 years I masked like a mother trucker? I want to know that. You did say that I should just get some on Temu and move on, but I'm yet to find ones that aren't gaudy. So I have looked.
Of course.
Look, maybe the reject shop might come up with something if your young one who applied for a reject shop job who hasn't heard back yet.
They got ghosted by them too.
But reject shop, I think, are a bit hit and miss, but good for them. That's their loss.
Yeah.
They would have gained a really excellent employee that could have told me what was on special in terms of like craft.
Exactly.
I love craft. But yeah, both of us have masked so historically and it's so embedded into us that often now I look at things in my wardrobe, and I've done a big wardrobe purge post my first marriage ending, just so I didn't have any trauma triggers in that space to wear.
Great.
But part of that now is if I find like an old little piece of jewellery or something that, haven't discarded, I often look at that and I have a little giggle about the places that I might have worn that or the scenarios I might have worn that to or whatever, and go, why, Trish? You don't even like that colour, or you don't even like that style. And now I'm just so happy with everything that I own.
I've got like 20 button-up shirts that don't fit me and I don't like, and what am I doing?
Please move them on.
Yeah,
you could
I
fit
will.
like more camera gear in your wardrobe if you wanted to.
I'm pretty sure Beth's
She's already
9/10 of it would expand even further if that
No,
was the
you
case.
can't. You've got to have something to put back into the space. So you've got to take the shirts out
it's
and you've got to go,
hanging-
here are 17 new boogie boards that I bought at Aldi in the impulse buy section.
Sure, why not?
Well, Aldi will come through with the goods with
They'll
something
come through
large.
something. Yeah, there'll be a trumpet or a mountain bike or something like
A
that.
trumpet. Do you want to learn brass?
I just want to have one to fiddle around with and just be annoying. Exactly. Like I'm musical enough that I know I'd be able to figure it out to make some
Oh my gosh,
notes.
could you play the last post? Because whoever played the last post at the last Anzac Day service played it wrong.
Every time I do hear that, I'm just like, guys, it's not that hard. I've been playing on the piano since I was like 6 years old.
Oh, man.
But anyway,
That was a
entirely
side post. I
unrelated.
forgot to turn
Yes,
the light on.
that's
Sorry.
fine.
But
we'll turn it on in
masking, costuming, you
That's
don't have
it.
to do it anymore. You
post.
get to
That's
step into
where
a
I
new
have
job
come to.
and you get to be Burkie 3.0. No, actually, OG Burkie.
OG Burkie.
You get to be the
yeah.
actual OG Burkie that isn't pretending, that
Yep.
isn't wearing a costume, that isn't wearing a mask. You get to go, here I am. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I do that.
Yep.
And if you give me instructions in this way, I will definitely be able to follow through. Definitely give me an all caps reminder a week before something is due in a deadline so I freak out and bloody do it.
Exactly.
And you know what? Now that you can actually present all of your needs in a workspace
Yeah.
capacity, imagine how productive you could be if your bosses could be neuroaffirming and supportive in that space.
And that's a really wonderful thing that I learnt without realizing I was learning about myself because I was trying to do it for other people.
Yeah.
So after COVID is when I actually got my team, and I knew that one of my team members is autistic.
Yep.
Well, I said is because I didn't want to say she was autistic.
Because she's not dead.
She's not dead, and she still is autistic. She's just not my team member anymore because I don't work there anymore. But yes, she's autistic.
Yes.
And this was as I was beginning to figure out my ADHD and stuff like that. And so learning a lot about neurodivergence and different kind of neurotypes and things like that. So I was trying to be as neuroaffirming as I could be and create the way that our little team did our routines and did our communication and did deadlines and all that kind of stuff in a way that would work.
What a neuroaffirming manager you were.
Exactly.
High five.
Yeah. And
More
I was
of
like,
you.
why can't I have been my, like...
Your own boss.
Exactly. And there was a bit of that after that when I changed role a little bit and became just kind of a solo content creator in the organization rather than managing a team. There was a little bit of like, I want me as my boss because... Like, I remember all the things I used to do for my team and go, okay, so let's talk through what needs to happen. And then, like, you let me know how I can scaffold you in a way that this is going to make it easy for you to focus on doing the role.
I want to cry because this is such a beautiful way to approach another human being.
Yeah.
And I think we all want that. We all want
yeah.
someone to go, okay, this is our goal. How can I encourage you to achieve that goal?
Yeah.
What supports do you need from me? What supports do you need from the rest of the team? Okay, team, hands in, let's do it.
Exactly. And we kicked some serious butt.
Of course, because you had a clear vision.
We had a clear vision and everyone felt supported.
Yes.
And it was amazing. And then I went to reporting to basically the director. And that's fine because, you know, I don't need hand-holding. I don't need a manager in that respect to help me figure out what I'm supposed to do. It was just a catch-up every now and then. But at the same time, it's just like there was zero affirmation for a neurodivergent person. And
from the others.
From
in
the
team.
others.
Yeah, okay.
And then also as the rejection sensitivity dysphoria, RSD, that we talk about sometimes, with neurodivergence and with ADHD, I deal with that a lot. And so having, getting feedback from people, but only ever getting the negative bits of feedback or things that have to change, was just crushing me.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how much it was until they made me redundant, and I felt this huge weight lift off me. I'm just like, oh, I'm free?
Yeah.
Because it makes such an incredible difference if you're not being affirmed and supported in a way that actually works for your brain.
Yeah.
And if it's just being, I'll affirm and support you the way that a Gen Xer or a Boomer thinks that's how every single employee needs to be affirmed and supported. And
just like our parents. Well, we all treated you the same and you turned out fine. Look at us, Burkie. Glitch in the system. We're fine, but we're not fine.
We're not fine. Nobody's fine. The last 6 months at my workplace, the "This is fine" dog sitting with his coffee in the house on fire was literally my team's background on video calls. So
we're all fine. The place is burning down, but I'm fine.
Photoshopped the dog out, so it was just me sitting there in front of the house with the house on fire. And every now and then, someone would join the call and just realize that was, and just give you a bit of a knowing. I get what you mean.
Yeah, I think where you're coming from. There's an Elmo meme going around of everything's fine, and then there's fire all around Elmo, and Elmo's like,
yes, yes, very much so. So this lands me in this place now where I'm just like, okay, I've had an opportunity to be that kind of neuroaffirming manager for people, and you never do it for these reasons, but had some just incredibly emotional, heartfelt words from those team members when I finished up, thanking me for being, even though I hadn't been their manager for a year when I finished up, but them still thanking me for, one of them said the best boss he's ever had, kind of thing.
That's significant impact, Burkie.
That's significant. Also, you're only 25, so I'll take that with a little asterisk because you've got a lot of opportunity.
What? I'm going to say now, for that 25-year-old employee that had you as a manager for whatever length period, they are going to go through life and have many managers in the future. And I think you're going to be the goalpost of what their initial standard. And whether you've had that later in life and you've had a really affirming manager that has come alongside you, been affirming of your needs, whether they're neurodivergent or neurotypical needs, we all have needs, people.
Yeah.
We've clearly discussed this and traversed this as a theme in all of the Real Zeal episodes, is that if we communicate our needs and if we are curious and calm in our curiosity around other people's needs, we can then come around and support in a way that is beneficial and meaningful to them. Supporting people how you need to be supported is not the way necessarily that person needs support.
No.
And for your team member, 25 years old, to actually say, hey, you were the best boss, you were excellent, they might never come across a boss that is so curious about how can we do this together? How can we achieve this goal as a team together? How can I be part of that and support you in that?
Yeah.
Burkie, what a lovely, I want to be your employee. Although I'm my own boss.
You're your own boss.
And do you want to be my employee? We could just affirm the shit out of each other.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got a job, I need a job.
I have no money to pay you and I don't really have a job.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you get to go into a new job and convey yourself authentically as you are.
And so at the moment, I'm in this space now of going, I don't even know if I'm going to do what I have always done, which has been in the video production, podcast production, digital marketing kind of space. I've done that for 20 years.
You could be a gardener.
I could be, but this is it. I'm looking at it now going, there is actually every opportunity for me now. I don't have to do the same thing that I had always thought I would do. I always thought my next job would just be another digital marketing job or another video production job or something like that. But now I'm just like, well, hang on. What job would actually work best for me, knowing who I am now?
This is everything. This is everything, not just for you, but for our listeners as well. When you actually sit down and you find out and you do a deep dive on yourself and you're very self-reflective, you don't have to be going to psychology sessions and paying someone to tell you this, but if you actually sit down and nut out what makes you tick, what is your passion points, what kind of things do you enjoy doing and you naturally fall into as something that is a strength, those kind of things, it doesn't become a job anymore.
Yeah.
If you find something that you enjoy doing and you can monetize it or get paid to do it,
Yep.
then you never end up working a day in your life.
That's great.
Find something that you love, people.
And that's it. Like the time when I had that team, and we had so we were that united and kind of in tune with each other that we went from delivering a podcast episode every fortnight. That was a 45 minutes edited interview with a guest. We did a video version that was edited. We did an audio version that was edited. We did all the social reels, all the social posts. We did blog posts around it, all that kind of stuff. And within the next 2 weeks, we then turned around and did it all again. And we were flowing through that so smoothly. I maybe stupidly said, hey, here's this whole other podcast weekly series that we could run as well at the same time. But we did it. And
oh my God.
And
Overachiever much?
Well, yeah, okay, yeah.
No, but this is where a well-oiled machine doing and executing something in embodying everyone's strengths actually works as a synergy as opposed to as a grind that is really hard to make deliverables.
And that's it. And so that second series only lasted for about 6 months, which is okay now. I wasn't feeling okay about it then when I got that one got cancelled on me as well. Again, not my decision to end it, but that's another matter altogether. That was literally the busiest 6 months I've ever worked in my life.
Okay.
So I'm delivering on one product. I'm delivering a fortnightly podcast that I'm doing all the interviews, all the audio editing for, all that kind of stuff, as well as managing the team that's doing the video, the blog, the socials, all that kind of stuff. Doing research for future stuff, trying to work out how we do collaborations with other brands, all that kind of stuff. On the other product, we're doing a weekly video and podcast that I am doing all the video shooting and editing and directing for, and the podcast recording and the podcast editing for as well. And it's the busiest I've ever worked in my life.
Great.
And I loved it. I was the most fulfilled in my job I have been was during that time, because it came down to the supports were in place, the synergy was working with the team because we were cognizant and aware of each other's needs, and so worked around them. And I was able to say, hey, look, guys, this is how it works well for me, because ADHD, if you tell me to do something in 6 months' time, or let's do in 6 months, I'm not going to think about it. If I've got to get this video out by Friday 10 a.m.,
it's happening.
Amazing, it's done. I don't have to think about anything else. My brain stops having 17 different audio tracks going at the same time and just focuses on getting this done, because this has to get done.
It's urgent.
And it's urgent, and it's amazing. And it was so rewarding. And I'm just like, that's the difference. And so now I'm just like, well, I get to go, and I get to, instead of go and play the game of, hey, hi, I'm James, and I'm applying for this role, and these are my strengths, and this is how I think I'd best address your key selection criteria on the job, is like, I want to go somewhere and go, hey, this is who I am. This is what I've done for the last 5 years. I've built a career of some sort around being open about mental health, including my own, and doing that publicly. I've learned in that period that I have ADHD. I'm learning continually still how my brain works best and functions best. I have a family that has neurodivergent kids in it, and there's more support requirements there than people would think a typical family might need for the ages they're at. But the reality is like, this is what I can achieve while still doing all those things. If you can actually just accept that and take me as that package of, this is all the things I can do for you, like, I can crank out 2 podcasts a week or fortnight or whatever, if I'm in a place where I'm supported and 100%. There's the space to do it. If I'm not,
nothing's happening, people.
Well, yeah, we got to the point where it was taking like 6 weeks to do one episode.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel that support. There was no affirmation, there was no ability to bounce off someone. It was purely me in a silo by myself, not having anyone to talk to or think about this stuff, until it went to review and all the negative feedback about it came back in. And then I'm just like, well, now I'll spend 3 days just spiraling about, do I even know how to do my job? Am I competent? Am I capable? Do I do any of these things? And Beth had to remind me like the day before, it was literally the night before the redundancy meeting. We didn't know it was going to be redundancy, but at that stage I was hoping it was going to be redundancy. She's like, you're actually really fucking good at your job. I'm just like,
Yeah, you are.
yeah, I am. And I hadn't realized how much I had stopped believing that because with the support gone, I was just like, everyone just tells me bad things about what I'm doing, and that's all I get. And so clearly there's something deficiently wrong with me as a person, and I'm terrible at this, and why am I even doing this? To realize that now, okay, the difference is support. The difference is being true to who I am and being aware of how I operate and how my brain works, to go, I would be confident to like apply for a job that I've never done before. And go, look, if you guys want to give me a go, like I'll hyper focus and learn the shit out of this job in 4 weeks and do it better than half the people here probably after that point. But like that doesn't bother me to then have to try and play the game of squashing myself down into this, what I think is going to be the perfect package for an employer. I'm just like, no, this is who I am.
What a point of strength to be coming from now, though. What a point of strength. And to know yourself. And I say this to any parent, Burkie, in my profession. I actually just say it's about each child knowing themselves, each child knowing who they are, what their strengths are, what things are their triggers, what actually helps them as supports, and being able to advocate for that. And as adults, we are still on that journey. But like, how wonderful does it feel now to actually go, I know what I'm going into bat for, and I know what I'm great at, and I can actually sell that with confidence because you're not making it up. You actually are great at what you do. You actually are great at your strength areas. And highlighting that in an interview actually comes across so authentically if you genuinely believe those things about yourself. So high fives. High five. Like, I think the Real Zeal community are going to be very pumped to hear like the next steps about how this is all traversing. And of course, no rush, because you do have a nice little nest egg to sit on for a time, just so that you're not pushed into just, you know, oh my gosh, I now suddenly have to take that job at a call centre.
Yeah, because rent's due next month or something like that.
Ooh,
yeah, exactly.
Wow, I know. Living expenses in Melbourne. Let me tell you, people of the other countries,
Don't.
It's hard.
It's nice here, but yeah.
Bit exy, smash davo, it's through the roof now, and petrol, don't even get me started. Also, cost of roof over your head, rent or buy, mortgages, herniating money.
Yep.
Yeah, not good. Well, Burkie, thank you so much for sharing
Worries.
so authentically once again.
That's what we're here to do, right?
Third time, Real Zeal, the real deal, that's who you are. That's
like
not becoming a catchphrase because that's too much blah, blah, blah. But for the community out there, get yourself some Real Zeal. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Your big bit's hanging out, by the way.
Let's do
Cool.
it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. Is it recording already?
Yes.
Oh!